Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a Brawler Bash Extra. Now, of course, when we're there, I want to get games against the other YouTubers. The problem is that time was kind of limited. I thought I was going to have lots of time, but then it turns out that, after the games, people want to get supper and stuff, eating. Pfft. But anyway, we had planned, and we being me and Nick from LongIslandWargaming, that we were going to get our game after all the rest on Sunday. Once we got to that point, we realized that, everyone's tired, people want to get going, want to do supper, stuff like that, so we had to be really fast. So I'm going to preface this by saying this battle report here is basically SpeedHammer. Mistakes will be made on either side because we basically played the whole game in under an hour. Go, 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 go. But it's still Malorian versus Nick from LongIslandWargaming, and let's see what happens. Alright, so the first picture I sneaked in here was one of Nick because one of the things you learn when you see people in person is you get to notice some things you don't see in the videos. And the biggest thing I first saw about Nick is that he's like a freaking giant. He's like 6'5", and it's amazing he's playing Warhammer and not basketball. Anyway, he's going to be doing his Skaven, and one of the interesting things here is I've been razzing him for a while about this bell. You got the bell that you put the Grey Seer on. It just means you get more attacks on the Grey Seer. The dude dies, and I know from playing my brother's Skaven that when the general dies, sorry, that everything just starts falling apart. Without that leadership, units, you're like, oh, sure, you're steadfast, but you're steadfast on a 5, on your slaves and stuff like that when you add the 3 for ranks. So definitely a big part of my game is to get to this guy and kill him. Otherwise, this is what it looks like. We're just going to do a regular battle line. You might recognize this is the same board I was on an earlier game. But really, it's just get in there and kill stuff. We're not doing any cards. We're not doing anything like that. Just, like I said, go, go, go. It's SpeedHammer, and let's see what happens. So really, he got to really out-deploy me because he has like 3 times the drops as me. But I got my river trolls, I got my 2 hordes of regular trolls, 2 units of night goblins. The one on the right has my goblin war boss with a wizarding hat. I actually got lore beast this time, so I have wild form, so that could be cool. I also got my night goblin BSB. For him, what you can see is 2 Hell Pit Abominations. He has his slaves, and there's engineers and stuff all over the place. But he also has his big unit of Storm Vermin in there. He has his Warlord, who's on a Bone Crusher and all these things. They have the Flaming Banner, so I have to kind of respect them. But at the same time, I know that they really only have so many attacks, and I'm going to be killing lots back. So kind of worried, but not super worried. Then he has his Clan Rats that's pushing the bell. And on there, of course, is the Grey Seer. In front is the Doom Wheel. He has a Warp Fire Thrower. That's a huge worry. Then he has another unit of, I believe, slaves. And there should be an engineer in there. Then a couple of Rat Darts. And then finally over here, I have another unit of Night Goblins, another unit of the Savages, and he has a couple more Rat Darts. There's actually another unit behind the mountain you can't really see, but that's really it. And I'm just really looking forward to getting there and killing some stuff. With the Rat Darts, I might as well say one thing I did for deployment over here was the plan was for the Night Goblins to go up and release their Fanatics and kill off these Rat Darts to stop them from getting in my way. Looking back, these guys should have been right up at the start line. I don't know why I started them so far back. Craziness, but that's what I did. So anyway, I got first turn, which is awesome, and I had no stupidity or animosity issues, so that's awesome, and I am just rushing up as fast as I can. You know, he has the advantage as far as it goes for the range abilities, so I want to be getting there as fast as I can, killing stuff, and the best way to do that is just to push all my blocks forward 12 inches. Blurry picture, but same thing over here. His turn, one of his hell pits goes 12 and gets into my river trolls, and you know what, this was great because, okay, it's not perfect. I would rather he would not have gotten the charge, so no impact hits, but that's going to be the key here. I need to fight these hell pits one at a time, and although I don't like he got impact hits, at least the fact that he charged me means the fact that I'm going to get 2 rounds of combat before the other hell pit can join. So hopefully I can kill this guy, or he'll be far enough that if I win, he might fail a steadfast test and I can break him. Otherwise, over here, also the Doom Wheel goes into me. And again, I think that's fantastic because then I can destroy it on my turn and it's out of the way. So over here, that's something blasts me. Oh, this is a stupid warp lightning cannon. That hits my unit, and I totally forgot that the whole blast does D6 wounds, and didn't really make any regen saves, and yeah, he just decimates this unit. So that sucks. They're also fighting some slaves here, but hopefully I can kill them fast enough that I can break their steadfast pretty quick. So otherwise, it looks like this. His Doom Wheel broke and got away, but basically ran through his lines and went off the board. I was really hopeful that would actually panic the Warp Lightning, Fire Thrower thing, but that didn't happen. Did a few wounds to the Hell Pit, not very much. I think I did like maybe 1. He was regenerating like a champ, so not really going so great there, but at least my trolls here on the right will be in a spot where they can charge in and start doing the initial damage. So that's what I'm doing here is, you know, basically I looked at this and I had 2 choices. One, I could just jump right into the Storm Vermin on the left and beat the crap out of them before they have any magical support. But I thought that, you know what, let's go for this general thing, because then we can really rip this open. So I charged the Warp Fire Thrower. It gets to stand and shoot because I don't know why, but it does a couple of wounds, and then clearly I'll be able to overrun into there. He's going to get to counter me, but basically what I'm saying from this is that I'm going to dedicate this entire unit just to killing the General and BSB, because it's that critical. Otherwise, over here, going to these slaves, this will be a long grind. He also, you can see the engineer that came out there that shot the Doom Rocket at me and did a couple of wounds. Otherwise, over here, still fighting this Hell Pit, and what I did to try and wound it more is I moved up the Night Goblins so that they go through me, through the Hell Pit, and also they're in the way of the other one. However, as the rolls go, it does more damage to me because he rolls like a boss and I crank myself. So much for that. Blurry picture, but what's really going on is fighting and overrunning and nothing too crazy. Alright, and on this side, what's happening is really just the savages moving up and hoping to get up there as quick as possible. Like I said, once that general is dead, these savages will be able to crush everything. The rat darts are kind of a problem, but like I said, hopefully I can kill them with fanatics, or if I'm going to be charging in there, hopefully the night goblins can be running up to be stopping the flank charge. So over here, the second Hell Pit joins in, and this is bad because it's lots of damage, but at the same time, I'm steadfast, and I believe over time I will destroy these Hell Pits. Note that this means that it's going to be 700 points of mine to beat about 500 of his, but still, you know, in the end, I should win this grind. Overall, over on this side, he comes and he flanks me, and, you know, like I said, these guys are dead, but as long as I kill the General and maybe even the BSB too, I'll be a happy man. He gets off a spell here, he gets off Wither, so I get a little bit weaker, but meh, not that big of a deal. The Warp Lightning Cannon misfires and shoots off randomly. And then, okay. What happens here is, remember again, this is like SpeedHammer or whatever, and we're going super fast. And I look at this and I go, you know what? I got like lots of trolls on him, and I say, okay, I can put 7. I dedicate 4, and I say the other 3, I'm just going to go and kill guys. Turns out the BSB was in the Storm Vermin, and I couldn't actually allocate attacks because we weren't base to base, but you know, that should be all enough. I do all these attacks and things, and I didn't realize that the Grey Seer had Fencer Blades, and so I fail, and I leave him with 1 wound left, which means I just threw away this entire unit for nothing. That was just stupid. I mean, really, Fencer Blades or not, when I'm going chips in saying I gotta kill this general, because first of all, leadership plus taking away his magic, to then not go chips in and put all my trolls in there, that was just dumb. You know, those extra 9 attacks could have done, that would have been it right there. So, very, very stupid, and now I lost a bunch of trolls. So otherwise, as things grind down, I was able to kill one of the rat, Hell Pit Abominations. It turned into some swarms. Still fighting the other one. You can see here that I've almost killed through these guys here, the slaves. So hopefully when they die, that'll be all good news, and then I can be joining in. And, you know, even though things are looking kind of bad and I've had some stupidity, really, if I can break these guys and my savages can get going in there, I could actually turn this around. So he moves up his double rat darts to redirect me, not far enough that I could send off the fanatics. The one thing I like is that since they're so close, when I beat the first one, the second one might just panic. So that could really help. However, when I start to charge in, and like, you know, how do I always said that this other unit might want to move up to send off fanatics or to redirect? Yeah, they fail their animosity, so screw it. You know, who needs to do things? Otherwise, over here, still fighting this Hell Pit Abomination and slowly grinding away. Over here, kill the one rat dart, and just like I said, because it was within 6, the other one panics and breaks. So that's fantastic. And then otherwise it looks like this. I destroy the slaves, they explode, they kill the engineer who is standing by, and all of a sudden now it's like, well, I got these trolls that can actually charge in, and you know, especially if I can force through a wild form, this could actually go very well. Over here, because I overran too far, he charges into these guys. I release my fanatics, he gets crushed, and here's another thing, I mean, right here, had I killed the general, they would have been on the leadership of the engineer +3, which, you know, with that, they might have broken and not made it. As it was, they're on like leadership 10 re-rolled, and so clearly they pass their panic and then they come in. So, already regretting not killing the general. And then I regret it even more, because like I said, it's not just the leadership, it's also the magic. And he gets through a dreaded 13th, and rolls super high, and my entire bunker turns into rats. So not only do I have these rats here, which trigger my whatever, my general's dead, my BSB's dead, and at this point here, I'm almost ready just to throw in the towel, because now my trolls are stupid. If I fail against the Hell Pit, I'm gonna break and probably get run down, and it's just like, ugh. And I'm all just looking back now. It's like, if only I killed that general. So otherwise, it's looking like this. I'm still grinding away against that Hell Pit. I did get a spell off on him, so that was kind of helpful. But overall, his ringing of the bell destroyed the tower, so that's why the tower mysteriously disappeared. And his slaves beat up my night goblins, and I believe ran them down. Otherwise, then it looks like this. I fail stupidity and just stumble up with my trolls, really wishing I could have charged. The night goblins charged his bunker that used to be my guys. They fled and got away. And the savages now are able to reform and face. And this is where it's like, okay, I might still have a gleaming hope. Those savages could still get in and save me a lot of points. You know, my trolls have been really hurt, but that's still 12 trolls. And so really, if the dice are okay, I might be able to beat those storm vermin still. You know, it could still work. So between the two, I'm not totally out of it. So he charges in. Unfortunately, because he had this little model, because he was so close, he couldn't fully maximize. So I'm not going to get two of the trolls on the left. But to be fair, he's going to be hitting first, and at least one of those trolls will be dead first anyway. Otherwise, he also had these gutter runners. They had been rolling really bad and hadn't come in until now. So now they come on, and they'll be causing some trouble. And yeah, they shoot at my bunker, do a few wounds there. I kill the hell pits, so that's awesome. That guy's dead. Unfortunately, my river trolls will be stupid and doing nothing the rest of the game. Now, over there, he sends his last rat dart to go and stop the savages. But here comes to the combat. And you can see my trolls are still there because, like I said, even with the flaming banner, he only has like 30 attacks. And so after you roll to hit and wound all those things, it's not all that many wounds, and I have a lot of attacks coming back. And so I actually win combat. He's steadfast, and he holds. But it was when we were done the combat, I was like, no! I forgot to allocate attacks on the BSB. I just... you know, part of this is because I would kind of assume that the BSB should be back with the Gracier, but it's also because we're going super fast. I'm just rolling dice. You know, at this point here, we got people watching saying like, come on guys, hurry up, we want to go. And I'm like, damn it! You know, if I would have killed that BSB, next turn they don't have flaming, and now I'm really going to lay into them. And all of a sudden, he's in a lot of trouble. But nope, Malorian was dumb, and it's going to be paid for here. So otherwise, Fnatic goes through my Night Goblins and panics them. Over here, the Savages went and charged the bunker and killed them. And now look at this juicy charge. You know, my Savages have finally gone through all the chaff. And if I could just get to the bell, you know, I could get so many points back. Otherwise, in combat there, you can see I'm still standing around. I really thought I was going to die, so again, I didn't allocate any attacks to the BSB. Again, I'm going to regret it because, you know, it could be another thing where next round I could have won, but I just, at this point, I kind of wrote them off. His good runners kill off my fleeing bunker. And then finally here in combat, yeah, he reforms with the bell, backs up, he beats my trolls and runs them down. And the last thing of the game is, I'm like, all right, things went so bad, but I can have a last-second Malorian moment. My Savages, they're going to charge in, and I'm going to slaughter that entire unit. I'm going to kill the Gracier, kill the whole unit, all the characters. It's going to be awesome. So I roll the dice, hold it down with my hand so we can't see it. We measure it to see what I need. I think it's an 8 or a 7. I'm like, all right, here it is. And I raise it up, and it's double ones. So it's just, you know, we were all laughing. It was lots of fun. But there you go. There's the game. So there you go, kind of a big loss to the Orcs. It really could have gone the other way, but like I said, it's SpeedHammer, mistakes were made. Really, things could have been so different. If you just picture the same game where I direct my attacks at the general, kill him, clearly then I won't be 13th off the board. If I would have directed attacks at the BSB, I would have beat the Storm Vermin. The Savages, that's something totally separate. But, you know, at the same time, I believe the SpeedHammer thing would go for the other side too, right? I really think he could have placed his rat darts better, and it's usually something, if you watch his battle reports, that normally he's really good with the redirecting, right? You didn't need to dedicate 2, he could be just doing 1 at a time, redirecting my Savages away. So again, SpeedHammer, I believe, made mistakes happen on both sides of the board, but either way, I mean, it was kind of cool to do a game in like an hour, like go, 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 go. But one of the things that we were talking about with after this is, again, it would have been nice to have the time to relax and just play the game normally. And this is where it really came up that, you know, next year, why don't we just do a thing where we have like a YouTuber tournament on the side, right? There was like 10 of us there. Who knows how many YouTubers we'll have there next year. You know, it would be pretty cool to do like a little side tournament of just YouTubers where you can actually sit and relax and play your game. It's like, you know, come on, man, we got to go. You know, like, we got to get on the road. We got to go to supper, right? Like, no, let's relax, enjoy these. And, yeah, either way, there you go. Malorian versus Nick from Long Island Wargaming. And a loss for Malorian. So, there you go. And thanks for watching. Bye.